Hello children, welcome to today's section. Children, in this lecture video, I will explain how to use the random module and what are the different types of errors in our program. Okay, so first one, a random module. Children, a random number means a number generated by chance. Okay, so the syntax to use this random module is first you have to import the random function. So you can use import random to import this random module. Okay, mainly three types of random number generator functions. Okay, the first one random, second one randint of a comma b, third one rand range start stop step. See children, on the first function we don't have any parameters. Second function we have two parameters and third function we have three parameters, that is start, stop and step. Okay. So first one random. See children, functions in the random module depend on a pseudo random number generator function random, which generates a random float number between 0.0 and 1.1. Okay, the syntax is random dot random. Okay, it generates a random float number between 0.0 to 1.0. We already told. Okay, that means this function doesn't need any argument. I already said the random function doesn't need any arguments. So here we have one example, import random, then random dot random. Okay, so when you use this random dot random, it will give a value in between 0.0 to 1.1. That's why we get this value. Clear? This is our first function, random. Then second one, randint a comma b. That is, it returns a random integer n in the range a comma b. That is, the number n is in between a and b. Okay, the return number is in between a and b. That is, a less than or equal to n and less than equal to b. Both range limits are inclusive. Remember, both range limits are inclusive. Okay, and also one more thing, it always generates an integer. Okay, random function generates a floating number, but randint function generate an integer. Clear? So see the example, import random, random dot randint 1 comma 100. That means it will return a number in between 1 and 100, and also the 1 and 100 is inclusive. That's why we get the number 95. You will get any another number when you repeat the same statement again and again all time, or in each time you will get different output. Okay, that is here second time when I use the same function, that is random dot randint of 1 comma 100, we will get the number 49. That's why each time it will generate different output. Okay, don't expect the same output all times. Okay, because it is a random function. Okay, it will generate a number randomly. Clear? Then third one, rand range. Okay, it has three arguments, start, stop and step. Clear? It returns random numbers from range start to stop with step value. Okay, and the value of start is 0 by default. Similarly, the value of step is 1 by default. Clear? By default, the start value is 0 and also the step value is 1. See the example, random dot rand range 1 comma 10. Here we have only two arguments. That's why the default step value will be 1. Okay, here starting position 1 and the stop value is 10. Second example, random dot rand range of 1 comma 10 comma 2. So here starting number 1, stop value 10 and the step value 2. So it will skip by 2. Okay, then we will get the random number will be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, from the it randomly select one number, that's why we get the output as 5. And third one, random dot rand range of 0, 101, 10. Here the step value is 10. Clear? So we get an output 80. Clear? So these are the three types of function: random, randint, and randrange. Children, all these functions are very, very important functions. You all have to study all these functions thoroughly. Okay, the error correction questions, you can expect a question from this side. Okay, because it is a very important question, you can expect this error correction questions from this side also for your board exams. Clear? The next one, debugging. Okay, our next topic is debugging. Debugging refers to the process of locating the place of error, cause of error, and correcting the code accordingly. Okay, where was the error and what is the reason for this error? This process is called debugging. Okay, first to find the place of error, then the reason for this error, and correcting the code based on the error detection. That process is called debugging. Clear? Then errors in a program. See children, an error sometimes called a bug. Okay, it is anything in the code that prevents a program from compiling and running correctly. Clear? An error that prevents a program from compiling and running correctly. Mainly three types of errors: compile time error, logical error, and runtime error. Okay, three types of errors: compile time errors, logical errors, and runtime errors. Then the compile time errors is again divided into two: syntax errors and semantics errors. Clear? Compile time errors is again divided into two: syntax errors and semantics error. Then first one, compile time errors. Clear? The errors that occur during compile time are called compile time errors. That is, when a program compiles, its source code is checked for whether it follows the programming language rule or not. This one is called compile time error. Okay, two types of errors fall into category of compile time error. First one, syntax error. Okay, then syntax errors occurs when rules of a programming language are misused. That is, when a grammatical rule of Python is violated. Okay, it occurs when rules of a programming language are misused. Okay, that is when a grammatical rule of Python is violated. See the example: x less than, then a hyphen, then y star z. See the expression. Is it is a correct one? Okay, have you studied this less than minus symbol? No, this is not an assignment operator in Python. And the equal to is the assignment operator, not a relational operator. Okay, here we have two symbols, less than and minus. So the right expression is x equal to y star z. Okay, so when you use an expression like this, you will get a syntax error. Clear? That is, this symbol is not an assignment operator in Python. That's why you get a syntax error. Clear? The next one is semantics error. Okay, semantics refers to the set of rules which give the meaning of a statement. That is, semantics errors occur when statements are not meaningful. Clear? Semantics is first one, syntax error. It occurs when the rules of a programming language are violated. Second one is semantics error. This one is occurs when the statements are not meaningful. See the example: x star y is equal to z. Okay, is it is right one? No, this will give a error because the semantics, it will give a semantics error because the expression cannot come on the left side of assignment operator. You all have to use first the variable, then the assignment operator, then the calculation or the operand or the whatever the operation you have to do, that you can write only on the right side, then only it will be an expression. Here x star y, here we are doing this star operator or the multiplication we are doing, so this one you have to put in the right side. Okay, so the right statement will be z is equal to x star y. Clear? That is, when the statement is not meaningful, then you will get a semantics error. Clear, children? The next one is logical error. Sometimes Even if you don't encounter any error during compile time and runtime, your program does not provide the correct result. Clear? You can't identify any errors during the compile time and runtime, but you didn't get any correct result. This is because of the programmer's mistaken analysis of the problem he or she is trying to solve. Such types of errors are called logical errors. Clear? That is, it may be because of an incorrectly implemented algorithm or use of a variable before its initialization. When you use a variable before its initialization or unmarked end for a loop or a wrong parameter passed are often the hardest to prevent and to locate. Okay, these are called, or these are the reason behind the logical errors. Clear? The logical errors is only because of your logics. Okay, your mistake logic. Then next one is see the example. X equal to float of input and array number. Y is equal to float of input and array number. So now we get two number in X and Y. Then Z is equal to X plus Y bar 2 or slash 2. Okay, this operation is to find the average of two numbers. That's why we are printing average of two numbers you have entered is set. Then what will happen? If there is any error in this code, no errors. Okay, syntactically and semantically, no errors. Then the example, calculate the average of two numbers that the user enters. Okay, but because of the order of operations in arithmetic, the division is evaluated before addition. Clear? That's why the program will not give the right answer. Okay, here x plus y by 2. So it will first will do y by 2, then only it will add with x. Okay. So when you combine this program, first it will ask a number, then you can enter. Here we enter in the number 3 and 4. Then the average of two numbers is 5. Clear? Then to rectify this problem, we simply add the parenthesis for this x plus y. Then the parenthesis has the higher precedence, that's why it will execute at first. So you will get the correct answer 3.5. Clear? This one is called logical error. Okay, next one is runtime errors. The errors that occur during the execution of a program are called runtime errors. These are harder to detect. Some errors stop the execution of the program, which is then called a program crashed or abnormally terminated. Clear? That is, while error in a program in the code that causes irregular output or stops a program from executing, an exception is an irregular, unexpected situation occurring during execution on which programmers has to control. So we have some exception cases. Clear? That exception cases and the name of these exception cases that I will give in your notes. Okay, children. So these are the different types of errors that you can find in the Python language. So you all have to find or have to study all these errors and also try to code something and correct the code. Okay, find the errors, then correct the code. Okay, children. So see you again with another topic. Till then, bye. Thank you.